a mushroom pie. It's not the carnivore diet for one day. The pies there are really good. Oh, look what they've done to that poor teddy. I wondered why it was quiet. This whole road is closed off. I wonder what they're doing. Are they fixing the bridge or fixing the road? I mean, it's Sunday anyway, but it's deadly quiet in Whaley Bridge. Doesn't feel weird being able to walk right down the middle of what's normally a really busy road through the Droid Valley. Yeah, you watch me get run over now by a tractor or something. Post office, and yet look at the unusual collection of chintz that it sells, as well as tea bags, milk and sugar. Collection of shite. Just stumbled across this whole building. Look, it's obviously being renovated. Nice stained glass window there. Guess what it is? It stinks in there as well. The White Horse Pub. Well, I hope it sees better days in the future. This is where I think I have to turn off. Lower Macclesfield Road. Not entirely sure, but we'll soon find out. Especially when I tell you exactly what I'm doing today. Morning campers, how the devil are you? Catch me on what's turning out to be a very sunny, bright Sunday day. And I'm off on another adventure. This time I'm doing an old familiar route. Well, actually one that I've only done once, but I'm doing it in the opposite direction. I've travelled from Buxton to Whaley Bridge and back again several times, and once I actually went north of the reservoirs from Buxton to Whaley, and this time I'm just going to try and retrace my route backwards, see if I can memorise all the little footpaths and places I need to turn off, and arrive in Buxton safely. I can see a public footpath sign already, which I hope is going to take me around the back of what was a building site before. Looks like it. Looks like the house is almost done now though. Yeah, it looks like they're maintaining the footpath around the outskirts of the building site. God, it was all just earthworks last time. They were putting pipes in as far as I remember. Look at it now. Row after row of new houses. Quite nice looking actually. Nice pale sandstony brick. Look like they're fairly good quality. Loads of new families and loads of new street names. New places that didn't exist before. Amazing. Anyway, I'm hoping to get through this little housing estate bit here and up into the wilderness. So it is that we say goodbye to Whaley Bridge, and indeed here is where it starts getting a bit more rural. This little narrow pathway, and I think the first thing of interest we might see is that little fairy village that we saw last time. Yeah, there it is, look. Came across that sooner than I thought. A fairies meeting place. Isn't that nice? I think there's a few additions since last time. Right, let's try and get this bloody gimbal working. Which way was it now? This way, I think. Oh, hello, mister. Hello! No need to be short with me. God, bloody people. Okay, get past these hopefully and enjoy ourselves a bit more. Get off the path a bit to avoid them. Might miss out on some donkeys. Brought some carrots with me this time to feed them as well, but nice to come this way, innit? Look at these. Obviously very well-to-do little cottages, judging by the cars and the lawns, etc. Haxel, I think it was called. Oh no, Taxel. So I remember on this corner I said that the directions were a bit taxing in Taxel, so it's Taxel. And here's that lovely church that I remember from last time, from 12th century, if I seem to remember correctly. Oh, look, is that just, did it used to be a window? Or is it now a barn inside there? It looks like it could be a barn because it's got little vent holes. But a bale of straw blocking up the window. But then it looks like a normal house from here. So perhaps it's just that end. Yeah, it looks like a normal house inside. Weird. Oh, look. What are these? These are lovely, aren't they? Beautiful. I don't know what they are. Obviously part of the hedge. First little flowers. Look, and here's some snowdrops as well. Beautiful snowdrops. I feel this won't be the last of the flowers that we see today. Ah, it's good, isn't it? I'll have to Google those yellow ones when I get home. Someone's been molesting this field rampantly, haven't they? Wonder if it's just one little chap or a whole family of the buggers. Oh, guy coming. I remember the sun setting over those hills on the end of my walk last time I came here. And what a beautiful valley it is. Hello, chaps. Hello, how are you doing? Are you enjoying the grass today? Yeah, I am. Look at my lovely pretty face. Yeah, it is pretty. Are you a tiny pony or are you just a baby horse? Got short little legs, haven't you? Both of you, in fact. Ah, nice to see you. Thanks for saying hello. You're welcome. Now bugger off. All right then. I know when I'm not wanted. Got a funny feeling this is that really boggy field where I nearly lost my boot. I think hopefully the path still goes across it without any destruction of crops. Try to stay as close to the path as possible because you don't want the farmer getting pissed off because the public are making several different routes across his grassy field. Very nicely made stone wall over there. Looks ancient, to be honest with you, the amount of lichen on it. I'm guessing that tiny hole over there was to allow sheepdogs through or something. I don't know. Weird, isn't it? There's a couple of them going down. And then, was this some kind of building? It's like, I mean, this structure here on the ground looks even more ancient than the stone wall. Just the remnants of some ancient building with some weird stonework going on here. Is that the entrance? What's that for? It just, the mind boggles. Was it some kind of hut? Was there some kind of turning wheel going around in that pivot hole? Weird. I'd love to know. And that looks ancient as well. That stone there looks well worn. Anyway, I suppose I'll never know. I might Google it quickly when I get home. Maybe it was just a sheep hut for collecting them up and trimming their feet or shearing them or something like that. Who knows? Anyway, I do remember this bit now because I think I followed it all the way up the edge of that forest there, up towards those sheds at the top, and then round to the left on the brow of the hill. But I'm wondering, I saw this little footpath last time and I'm wondering if I can jib through here instead. Let's give it a go, shall we? Or is rather than going all the way up there. Try something a bit different. And if I'm honest, I might find somewhere to have a quick whittle. Well, that doesn't really work, does it? I'm sure Hayes would have something to say about that. Anyway, Hillbridge Wood. Pause it and read it if you want. I'm just going to head on through the forest. Oh, isn't that lovely? Little enchanted brook trickling down. How nice. Oh, careful how you cross though. Bloody hell, look at that. That's one hell of an uprooting, isn't it? The tree looks fairly big, but look at the size of the root system on that. Whew, blimey. Okay, first one to spot what I can see. So guys, I had to stop filming with my iPhone because it kept saying memory full again. So I've switched to the GoPro just to show you, in case I didn't catch it on the other one, the lovely fungi going up this birch. Probably a birch polypore, but could be the horseshoe fungus or whatever it's called. Can you see that lady back there behind me with the dog? Unbelievable. A dog did a poo in the undergrowth. She got out a plastic bag and picked it up. It's going to be decomposed far more quickly, more naturally, before you drag it all the way to a bin, which then later gets picked up in the next few days and then taken to a site where it then waits for the plastic to deteriorate. Just kick it off into the bushes. It looks quite steep, that bank up behind me, so I'm not sure that the path is going to take me up there. Let's find out. I hope it does, because otherwise I've got to go all the way back up there and then all the way up there. Anyway, let's see what this one says. Yeah, back, so we're at the end of the nature reserve. Oh, that one works, look. Why didn't she use it? Stupid bint. Stop grazing, please close the gate. Put it on. Right, that's the River Goit, which I've kind of glimpsed a few times already, and now we're going to follow it pretty much up to where it starts. The source up near Buxton. It's lovely, doesn't it? Over this store. Peak District Boundary Walk. Might take me up the top of the hill. There's another little bubbling stream. Oh, it's beautiful. What a day to be out with this lovely babbling stream joining the Goit. If it's got a name, I'll put it on the screen now. And over another stile. Oh, in style. Right, let's get up here. 2 seconds. Let's go and read what that sign says. Please keep to the public footpath, and dogs must be kept on a lead. No problem. Well, having come through that nature reserve, I realised that my route previously, I think, took me up over that ridge and through a little lane which I can just see over there, which then dips round in a horseshoe and over to there somewhere. So, and it looks like this footpath is taking me this way. I'm going to play it by ear for another 5 minutes, but I know last time I definitely was the other side of this valley, whatever this river is here. So I'm going to keep risking it up here. Hopefully it's not private property. Lovely little cottages. Bit of a higgledy-piggledy step and bridge in it. Nice little cottages though. So let's try it this way. Alright, let's try down here. Certainly that path over there was the one I came on last time. You know what, guys? I think this is the path that I'm on. Because I distinctly remember this horseshoe bend in the fence there. The little stream, and it bends round and goes up the hill to the other side. So this must be the horseshoe. Now I've got to try and remember where I came from up here. Oh God, now it really is tricky going backwards. Back up this bloody hill again. Another little path there, look. I didn't come through a forest though. Pretty sure I didn't. Was it just on this pathway maybe? This roadway? Could have been, you know, could have been. I knew it wouldn't be quite as easy as I thought it would, going backwards. The times that I've done other footpaths backwards, I don't think I've really had that much of a problem, but then there's been, well, for a start, there's been obvious markers along the way where you have to turn off. And secondly, I haven't really gone the opposite way for the first time and chosen a different route. Me going through that little enchanted nature reserve was choosing a different route. As I was scanning round, I thought, oh, I recognise that house over there, that one there, because that's on the edge of the reservoir, and lo and behold, just before my eyes appears a steep bank, as you can see here. A steep bank with a man-made overflow sluice, and what gave it away was this little copper-roofed house, building, control tower, whatever you want to call it, that is familiar for lots of reservoirs in England at least. So here we are at the first one. I think this might be Fernley. Well, to be honest, I'm quite relieved I found the first reservoir. Relieved I didn't have to double back on myself. I'll be relieved when I get over this bloody thing. So I remember now coming down to this first reservoir bridge, whatever they're called. There was a little bench on the right hand side. So I might just stop there and have some coffee and a pie. What do you think about that? Should we do that? Come those. I wonder what they are. Scots pine maybe? Remember this tree? Do you remember it? If you've seen the previous video of the other way round, you will. Those massive funguses there, or fungi. I think it was called something like artist's palette or something, and you can see why. All the way up that grand old tree. Right, let's press on. Suitably refreshed, of course, after what was a delicious homemade chicken and mushroom pie from that bakery. I'd give it 8.5 out of 10. There wasn't actually much chicken in it, but plenty of mushrooms and a delicious sauce with a herb that I think was tarragon. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Oh. So as you can hear, probably we've reached the sluice release of the second reservoir, and you might just be able to make out in front of me the enormous bank that goes up to the next bit. Well, that was a battery change moment for the GoPro. They really don't last long, although I didn't charge them fully this morning, just didn't have time. So note to self for the future, make sure that your gimbal is charged, your phone is charged, and both batteries are charged, and also make sure you have a spare power bank as well. So the reservoir's far behind us now in the distance, and what it amounts to now is just a river basically, and this part of it is getting narrower and narrower. Very sluggish part of the river at the moment, but as we step up this hill towards the top, the sides of it become even steeper and steeper until it is quite a fast running bubbling brook in a ravine. So hopefully this is the last little climb of the day before we start descending down into Buxton, and boy, I'm looking forward to a pint. Hopefully the Buxton Brewery tap is still open. Step away from the edge a bit. Does really start to get quite steep now, and I wouldn't want to go toppling over. Oh, poor little thing. Don't like worms, but I'm going to pick you up and chuck you over there into the undergrowth, and then hopefully you won't die out on the tarmac. Good luck, my friend. Oh, thank you so much. You saved my life. Amazing, isn't it, just how nature survives despite the what's obviously been a tumultuous geological fault in the landscape. These plates of rock have just sliding gradually. I guess one day that'll be down in the riverbed, and that tree there, that fir tree, although it does look dead at the moment, is drastically clinging on to the edge of that rock. Ginormous roots. It's probably the tree that's doing a good job of holding the rock up to start with. Amazing. Nature is just amazing. I seem to remember on this rocky escarpment there's a little cave over here. Let's go and investigate. Yeah, there it is. Again, it's not something I'm particularly keen on, and it doesn't look to go down a long way, but I'm not going to venture in. Is that a little... what is that? Is that a fence to stop people going there, or what is it? Not very effective, whatever it is. Another one over there. Do people actually really try and get down there? I'm shitting myself just being next to the edge here. Down there in the valley, there's a tiny little, very ancient looking bridge crossing the river. On there as well, isn't that weird? I mean, maybe they're quite forcibly stuck in, but, and I know the water's going to be cold, but it's only about 6 inches deep there. There's probably a better view from the bottom. Isn't that lovely though? Oh. You could be in Wales or the Lake District. Oh, beautiful. I bet a shower under that would be nice and refreshing. Slippery as hell though, look at the green on them rocks. Right, come on then. We've got things to do. Let's go and have a quick break and then plod on. The sky is darkening as we speak. And I can feel a little drop of rain in the air, although I don't think it's going to. Okay. Downwards, oh, there's definitely nobody ever says. Well, I've really enjoyed it so far. It's I always say this, but it's good to be out, getting some fresh air, pumping your muscles, getting your legs and your muscles going and your heart going. I've not seen that many flowers yet. I think I've been privileged to see quite as many as I have over the last few videos. Snowdrops and dandelions and daisies, and that strange yellow bush flower today that I saw, and crocuses of course, and daffodils now that I've seen. And I just feel like, despite my surroundings being mostly dark greens and various shades of brown and yellow, I do feel like there's an atmosphere in the air. You can feel that spring is coming. Amazing, isn't it? What a tiny little stream it is now, the baby goit as I've christened it, and it's not far from here, slightly a bit more up the hill to the right, where it all starts, where it starts trickling out of the ground. Especially when you consider, looking back at some of my other videos, and what a roaring, ferocious beast of a river it is back down there. Oh, beautiful. What a lovely day. I was just looking over the river there and wondered why there was a little fence in the middle of nowhere, and there's a sign on it as well. But peering a little closer, I bet it's one of those pits, you know. There's quite a few signs dotted around this bit of the moorland where it warns you of old pit shafts. So maybe they've gone to some effort to put little barricades around them just in case. You'd think they would cap them off permanently, wouldn't you? Anyway, at the end of this little road now, where that red car is over there, that leads up to the Macclesfield Old Road, which I've been on a previous video. But we're going to head left, slightly uphill I think, and then dip down into the valley of Buxton, famous for its spring water, of course. So I've put my down jacket on again now. While I was stomping up the hills, I didn't really need it on, but we're on the tops now, as you can see, just the top of the moorland all the way around, and it does get very icy and windy up the top here, as I've found before. So, you know, better play it safe. I've only got a little short distance to go, and I can always whip it off again in a minute. It's looking very bleak, I must say, up here today. I'm usually waxing quite lyrical, aren't I, about the colours, and there are still lots of greens and browns and yellows, but I don't know, I think maybe it's because of the cloudy weather. You know, it's very overcast. Been overcast all day pretty much, apart from a few glimpses of sun. Good to get out nonetheless, get some air in your lungs, and for the last couple of miles I've barely passed a soul. Well guys, I did make it to the top of the hill. Went to turn my GoPro on, and it must have been the cold weather, just it wouldn't turn on. In fact, right up on the top there, where I've just come from up there, it was hailing a little bit, but in the meantime, I switched my iPhone to record at a lower resolution, and I'm just holding it in my hand, so forgive me for the slightly rocky descent down the hill into Buxton, which you can just see beyond me there in the distance. Hopefully see you at the bottom if I don't see you before. Greetings, Buxton. What a pleasure to see you. To be back in civilization, to be honest with you. The smell of wood fires burning from houses that are cooking Sunday dinner, I imagine. It's been quite a trek today. In quite cold weather, and I'm quite pleased, to be honest with you, to be off the tops of the hills and getting towards the end. It's been a very rewarding day, and one that I shall enjoy editing later. But in the meantime, I'm looking forward to a bit of a warm and a pint. And then when I get home, I've got some slow cooked beef brisket cooked in red wine and gravy, and I'm gonna have that with, gonna spoil myself and have a jacket potato, maybe even some cheese on top of that. And the rest of the red wine, of course. Well, this is a pavilion with a swimming pool, apparently. Off to the left, little tea rooms, I think it is, in there. It's a bit empty today, this place. Usually during the summer though, of course, it's heaving with people and ice cream vans and all sorts of things going on. In fact, it looks like some kind of craft fair in there today. Sort of thing my mum would have loved. Just lots of old folk, basically. And young, some young too as well. All sorts of crafts going on. I'm glad these old places are being put to use. It is a lovely place. It's a grand place, Buxton. It's a little shabby in some areas, and not quite the vibrance perhaps of somewhere like Bath. I can smell food, but I shan't be tempted. Hope it's not too busy. Last time they were a little bit rude in here. Not rude, just stressed, I think. And it came across as rude because all I wanted was half a beer, but we'll see. Oh, that is one of the cloudiest real ales I've ever seen in my life. Not even hazy cloudy, just brown dishwater cloudy. But it tastes absolutely delicious. Thank you, Buxton. You provided me with ale, and it's bloody freezing now. So I'll be glad to get on a warm train and get home to dinner.